The sealed book.
Once again, the keeper of the book is ready to open the ponderous volume in which is recorded all the secrets and mysteries of mankind through the ages. All the strange and mystifying stories of the past, the present, and the future. Keeper of the book, what tale will you tell us this time?
What tale shall I tell you? I have here tales of every kind. Tales of murder, of madness, of dark deeds and events strange beyond all belief. Let me see. Yes, here's a tale for you. The strange tale of an old woman and of 3 heirs greedy for her millions. A tale I call Death Spins a Web. And here is the tale as it is written in the sealed book. In a great mansion far from the city, Mrs. Oliver Drake lies dying. Her door opens, and her attorney, Henry Arnold, enters.
Good morning, Mrs. Drake. How do you feel today?
Henry, 2 days ago, Dr. Smith told me I had 2 months to live. Well, that's how I feel, like somebody who has 2 months to live.
You take it well, Mrs. Drake.
Tell me, have those 3 worthless grandchildren gotten here yet?
Blanche and Vivian have. They're outside in the hall now. But do you want to see them?
I don't want to see them, no. But I will. We have things to talk over.
Of course. I'll send them in. Your grandmother will see you now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Oh, Granny, darling, it's so nice to see you again. Why, you don't look sick at all.
That must be quite a disappointment to you, Vivian.
Dear Granny, it's so good to see you again. How are you, darling?
Dr. Smith says I may live for another 10 years. Now, Blanche, you mustn't look so downcast. Perhaps I can arrange to die sooner.
Why, Granny, you know I didn't mean any...
Hello, Granny. Sorry I'm late.
Our family playboy has arrived. Chris, these are your cousins, Blanche and Vivian.
Well, I'm very happy to meet both of you.
Strange, Chris, that we've never met before. We've been to so many of the same places. Monte Carlo, Paris, Deauville.
I'm sorry that we didn't, Blanche. Until now, I had no idea that I had such a beautiful cousin.
Chris, I'm Vivian, one of your unknown polo admirers. I saw you play at Bentonhurst last year. You were magnificent.
Chris is magnificent at everything that's a waste of time. By the way, Chris, whatever became of that princess you were married to?
Oh, you mean Irina? We were divorced 2 months ago, Granny.
Congratulations. What about you, Blanche? Are you still married to that third husband of yours?
Oh, no, Granny. I got rid of him a year ago.
What about you, Vivian?
I'm free at the moment, darling.
You know, if I were to search the entire world for the 3 most useless people, I don't think I could do better than you 3.
As far as I'm concerned, you're undoubtedly right, darling.
If I had my way, I'd cut you 3 vultures off without a penny and leave everything to charity. Unfortunately, under your grandfather's will, I have to divide the fortune among the 3 of you. But I'm permitted to divide it any way I see fit.
But of course you're going to divide the money equally between us, aren't you, Granny?
No, dear, that's just it. I'm not.
What?
I'm going to leave the fortune to just one of you. The other 2 will merely receive token inheritances.
But why, Granny?
I feel that one of you must be just a shade less useless to society than the other 2. And to that one, I intend to bequeath the fortune.
I see. And have you made up your mind yet?
No.
Ah?
I want the 3 of you to live with me for a few weeks, so that I can become better acquainted with each of you. And at the end of that time, I shall make my decision.
In the days that followed, Blanche, Vivian, and Chris spent a good deal of time with their grandmother. Mrs. Drake preferred to see them separately, and often, after one of the 3 had left her bedroom, there was a gleam of amusement in her eye, as though she were enjoying a private joke. Chris, meanwhile, working on a plan of his own, also saw a lot of his beautiful cousins separately.
Oh, Chris, isn't it beautiful out here?
You're very beautiful, Blanche. As beautiful as the night itself.
You don't have to say that, Chris, just because there's a full moon.
It's not the moon. Darling, life hasn't been the same since I met you. The moment our eyes met, I was lost.
Oh, Chris. Chris, I felt the same way. Only I didn't think you did.
But I do, darling.
Then you're going riding with Vivian each morning doesn't mean anything?
Oh, of course not. You're the one I love, and always will.
Oh, Chris. Chris, I do so want to believe you. I've been so unhappy. None of my husbands ever understood me.
But I do, darling. And I love you very much.
Oh.
You know that now, don't you?
Yes, Chris. Yes. I do.
Oh, Chris, it's a wonderful morning. Oh, the air feels so clean.
Oh, you look lovely, Vivian, with your cheeks so flushed and your hair windblown. Look at me, Vivian.
Oh, Chris, don't. You had no right to kiss me. Let me go.
Your lips say let me go, but that isn't what your eyes are saying, is it, darling?
No, Chris. No, it's not. Oh, Chris, this isn't just one of your famous flirtations.
No, darling. I think I fell in love with you the moment I saw you. You do care for me, don't you, Vivian?
Yes, Chris. Yes, I do.
I understand you want to see me, Granny.
Yes. Come over here, Chris. Well, how did you make out?
What do you mean?
I said, how did you make out? With Vivian, of course.
So you know that I was out riding with Vivian.
I know everything that goes on in this house. Vivian may not know that you took Blanche for a walk down by the lake last night, but I know.
Oh, now, Granny, you're not going to give my little game away, are you?
Oh, no, Chris, no. I find it very enjoyable watching an unmitigated scoundrel make love to 2 women at the same time.
Well, after all, Granny, if you don't leave me the fortune, I have no choice but to marry whichever one of them inherits it.
But they're such stupid women, Chris. You yourself are a rogue, but at least an amusing one. But those women...
And that's the reason you ought to leave me the fortune, Granny.
It's a pity I'm not 20 years younger, isn't it, Chris? Then your charm might have some effect upon me.
Yes, you're quite right.
Well, Chris, you'd better get back to Blanche and Vivian. After all, one of them might be an heiress. And heiresses demand attention.
A week passed, a week in which Chris found it more and more difficult to play his little game. Blanche and Vivian stopped speaking to each other, and it became steadily harder for him to convince each of them that he had no interest in the other.
Good morning, darling.
Oh, hello, Blanche.
What? Aren't you even going to kiss me?
Oh, of course, dear.
Oh, Chris, I do love you so. This past week has been heavenly. Chris, you do love me, don't you?
Darling, what a question. You know there couldn't be anyone for me but you.
Then why do you spend so much time with Vivian?
That's how I keep tabs on her.
What do you mean?
Blanche, Vivian is cheating in an effort to get Granny's fortune.
Cheating? How?
The three of us agreed not to go see Granny unless she sent for us.
Yes?
Well, Vivian has already broken that agreement. Several times she sneaked into Granny's bedroom to try to influence the old lady in her favor.
Why, that dirty double-crossing, two-timing... Chris, do you think Vivian's getting anywhere?
Well, when Granny sent for me last night, she more or less hinted that it would be Vivian who would inherit the fortune.
But, Chris, how can you take it so calmly? We've got to do something.
Please, darling, let me handle this.
But
I have a plan to take care of Vivian, and to take care of her very effectively. Hello, Vivian. How are you, darling?
Let go of me, Chris. Let go.
But what's wrong, darling?
Aren't you afraid Blanche may be wondering where you are?
Oh, so that's it.
Yes, that's it.
Vivian, listen to me. Whatever time I've spent with Blanche hasn't been because I wanted to. All I've been doing is protecting our interests.
Protecting our interests.
You may not know it, but Blanche has broken the agreement the three of us had. She's been sneaking in to see Granny behind our backs.
Why, that low-down, conniving, peroxide blonde.
That's the reason I've spent so much time with Blanche. To learn if Granny is being influenced by her.
And is she, Chris?
Blanche seems to feel certain she's going to inherit the fortune.
Oh, Chris, what are we going to do?
You can do as you please. After I've spent days with that hag trying to protect our interests and ensure our future happiness, you accuse me of making love to her.
I didn't say that.
Well, you intimated as much.
Oh, please, Chris, don't be angry. I'm terribly sorry I lost my temper. Oh, please say you forgive me, darling. Please. I'll never doubt you again.
A few days later, after a particularly severe heart attack, Mrs. Drake sent for her 3 grandchildren.
I suppose you're wondering why I sent for you, aren't you?
Naturally.
Frankly, yes, Granny, darling.
In the 2 weeks that you've been living with me, I've come to the conclusion that you 3 are the shallowest and most useless people alive.
Why, Granny.
If I could, I'd leave the entire fortune to charity. But the will of your grandfather provides that the fortune is to be divided among you. I want you to know that I've finally made my choice.
You have?
And who's the lucky one among us, Granny?
My attorney, Mr. Arnold, is coming from the city the day after tomorrow to draw up my will. When I'm dead, he'll reveal to you who the fortune goes to. Until then, you'll just have to be patient and try to guess.